Alright, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Avatar Wolf, and we got some game 3s here for the chess tournament. I did not get time to actually do these during the week, and plus most of the games were played on Saturday and Sunday, so I had to wait a while, but let's get through the games here. We got Vaya taking on Myer here. Vaya's going to start with the white pieces, Myer's starting with the black pieces, Vaya's starting with the white pieces. Let's get to a game here. We got E3, which is a Van Kunk's opening, I believe. And we got knight to f6. Now, usually I do not like having knight coming out early if it actually is to e4, because you can just push the pawn up one. So, like, let's just say you did this instead, or apparently the game won't let me. But, like I said, if you get the pawn in this spot and then you push it up, you get the knight, like, force that knight out if you really wanted to. But Myer didn't, Vaya didn't do that. He pushed it up one. We got h3. Not looking too good for Vaya here. Myer already has the advantage here by minus 1.5. And that is because there's not really any contests for the middle. I mean, Myer can put his knight in the middle, really. He can just put a pawn in here and control the middle anywhere he wants to really go. We get pawn up to e5. Knight to c3. Okay. It's a little too late, though, because, I mean, you already have a pawn in the middle, and, like, this could have blocked it. Like, if he put this here, this would have been a free pawn just to take with knight and then just push the knight out. Even, like, go back here if you really wanted to, but okay. Bishop blocking the pawn here, double putting some defense on the pawn. We got a castle by Myer. F3, we got the queen coming out here. We're going to see the queen probably made a lot more aggressive here. I'm going to guess Myer's going to go here next, or probably right here, actually, because this might be actually a better assault here. Just go up forward and go for the checkmate early on Myer if Vaya gets a chance to. We'll see if it works. Myer goes and develops another pawn here, getting the queen out probably in this direction to try and stop it, but that doesn't really stop it here. Vaya can just put the bishop to d3, and it'll be hard to stop. Puts it to c4, so he goes after this pawn instead. I would like to hear. You could move the queen up. You just have to force Myer to actually defend this spot right here and defend this from happening, but it works. It works. We can't say anything bad about it. Myer goes after the bishop. Vaya gonna push the bishop back into the rook here. He likes this control here, and this is nothing wrong with this, by the way. I mean, this is not a bad spot to be in. I mean, you have the bishop attacking a pawn here that's gonna defend the structure of the king. The rook is right there defending it for now, but who knows what's gonna happen later on in the game. Queen to e8, and just like that, Vaya has control. What is Vaya gonna do next here? Gonna move the queen over one. Now, another thing that could be bad here is this. You move the knight over to here. So let's just see what Myer's next move is. Goes after the queen. Now I'm guessing Vaya just goes in with the queen attack here. Probably goes up one, probably, knowing this. He goes to h4. Not bad. Not bad. The knight's going to come in this direction. We need to defend this square, Myer. Because if that gets there, this is going to steamroll to here. And that is not good. That's not good. Instead, he moves the knight over one. Vaya getting the trap set up here. We got a checkmate situation here if this knight moves. So Myer's knight is now trapped because this is going to be checkmate if he does not move this knight here. You need to get something to defend this pawn here. Maybe just break the pawn off just a little bit. Force the structure to be broken. And force Vaya to do something else to really attack you. Because now you have to move the knight away because of that pawn break right there by Myer. But instead, Myer goes e4, which is just bad for Myer here. And honestly, if I'm Vaya, I'm just sacrificing the knight. If Myer does not see that's not a free knight and just lets it open, then it's over. a4 by Myer, or by Vaya. a5 by Myer, not bad. But Vaya still has the advantage here. Just this knight here. If he can get rid of this knight here, it's all over. b3. Queen goes up to defend the knight. Okay. Take. I get what Myer's doing here, and it's just to trade the bishop and then take the bishop right there and get an attack here. But this tech means nothing when you have this threat right here. I mean, you have this knight that can't move at all. It's the only thing defending this. You need to get this bishop out and get this bishop right here to defend that square double. Because it's easy to forget about one piece defending your structure, and you just move it once out of the way, trying to get an attack on that king, and all of a sudden it's over. Knight to e4, we got Vaya basically telling Myer that if you want to take the knight for free, you can have it, but I'll get checkmate. Myer decides to go in more, and now we have mate in 2. Mate in 2 because after this is just mate in 1. And there's really no way to stop it, because even if you move your king right here, this is still mate as well. And it's defended by both knights. So that is just bad right there for Myer. Let's get back here. We got Myer. Vaya didn't see it where he could just take the knight. Instead, he just goes and pushes the pawn up 1 to c3. Maybe it traps the queen in a little bit, but just take the king, check, take the rook. Okay, we still got mate in 2 of Vaya. What do we got here? Knight to, oh yes, finally. Okay, so now Myer has to make a decision. This is basically over at this point. Even if you take the knight, it's just going to be a checkmate. Myer takes the knight, and we got checkmate. Vaya wins game 1 against Myer. And that was some gruesome faction here, because, I mean, let's be honest. It was hanging. Like, when he got this knight here, it was game over. And that could have been a factor for most of the game. The queen being there, when the queen moved out of the way, right here, it opened this up to be taken. And this, like, once you get this knight off the board, it's just game over. There's no way you can stop it. So right here, Vaya was thinking, okay, I'm going to trap the queen in. I don't have to worry about it. He didn't have to really worry about it that much. I mean, Myer just going to go for checks. Okay, cool. Take your checks. Cool. Whatever you want to do, bro. Do it. But after that, I'm just going to steamroll through and win the game. And that is a good win from Vaya in game 1 here, as he gets 2 points against Myer. Let's see how game 2 goes. So we get slide switch here. Myer beats the white pieces. Vaya beats the black. Let's get going here. Myer with the ready opening with the knight going to f3. We got a copycat variation here as Vaya goes to f6 with his knight. d4 by Myer controlling the middle. And we got basically, I believe this would be an Indians game with the knights. I mean, you just have to open this up and then do this, but we'll see how it goes. c6 going for the pawn here. I mean, that's just going to lose a pawn if you take it, though. Myer's going to open it up a little bit more here. Okay. We got a push up on the pawn on the A file. Myer now getting the King's Indian actually ready here, getting the little structure here, getting the bishop here, and then probably castling. We'll see if Myer does it. c6. Oh, a6 by Vaya. Ace made him pay for this move before in our last review. Let's see if Myer does the same thing as Ace did. c3. Vaya doesn't see it. I get it. I really do get it. Like, this, I mean, this is just so dangerous here. You gotta take that, man. You just gotta take that. A3 instead. Vaya leaving the rook there to dry. It's hanging. I don't... Okay. I don't know why you move the bishop here. Why not just take the rook? Okay. Okay, there we go. We take the rook. Pushes the pawn out. And this is bad for Vaya. You don't have a rook here, and now you have this opening square file here. And if you get a rook right here on b1 and this opens up, this whole file opens up for white, it's just a bad day for the black pieces. b4 by Myer. Vaya going in with the knight again. I think I said before that you want to open up the structure, but I mean, right now, I guess you want to have, like, I guess you can not really want to take because you don't have it, like, developed at all. You don't have the knight out yet. Myer's pushing up pawns. Vaya opens up the structure. He opens up the A file. That's not good for Vaya. But that's actually a decent move by Vaya. But here's the thing. You're just giving up the rook here, and that's what Myer does here. just taking the rook. But I mean, I understand he wants to defend this pawn, but it's doubled two ways. I mean, Myer can't really take it yet, but here comes a check by Myer. I think. What does the elo bar say when you actually like sacrifice? Well, actually, you have to take off the horse. You can't take it with the queen. Who's winning in this scenario? I'm guessing Myer, right? Yeah. Okay. I understand going back then. Myer puts the knight out. Vaya, instead of going for that knight, goes for the pawn over here, which is just going to be taken by this pawn. I mean, if you're going to get rid of the knight, just, trade down. It's a lot better for you. Just being honest. Pawn takes. F-file opened up here. We got a straight line to the king now. If that king wants the castle, I mean, it's not really looking too good right now. But Myer really can't castle that much himself as well because, I mean, there's a lot of dangerous structures here. Like, the pawn structure is just not good for Myer in this situation. There's a check. E2. Bishop goes to b7, attacking the knight. Nice little defense by Myer. This actually is defended by the knight. Vaya push up some pawns here. Myer puts the queen out, gets him out of the way, but guess what? That queen has a straight line and fire on that pawn. And here comes Myer with the assault. And now it's wondering, not a bad move by Vaya. Not a bad move. We should see this coming next, I believe. It is. Okay, Myer is playing some nice sound chess. Honestly, up next, after this move c5, I'm moving the bishop back one. But why do that when you can just check him? Well, the reason why is that this is a possibility. And when that happens, I mean, you just lose your queen for free, and now you have like two knights. I know you got both rooks, and like it's probably a winning endgame for you, especially since you have two knights as well on the board. But you have less pawns than Vaya, and if Vaya actually plays it right, I believe there's a chance, just a small chance, Vaya can get back in this game. Myer pushes the pawn up one. Vaya gonna start gobbling some pawns here. And just like that, look at the elo bar. It's going even more down. That's how bad this is. Because this pawn might be free, but this king can track it down and make this rook have to move sooner or later. Pawn goes up going after the knights, which is not a good move by Vaya. Moves the knight out of the way. I mean, this might be coming. Just start getting attacks on the king and get the rook out if you can. I know this rook's defending it, but you get my point. Pushes the pawn to Vaya. Another push right there of the pawn by Myer. Vaya gonna defend it. Myer goes in for the check. Vaya stops him from king. Goes after the bishop here. It's a one move attack here. Let's see what Vaya does. He goes for a check. Goes after the knight, and then it's mate in 5. It's hard to see mate in 5, but now we have just let open the floodgates because now Vaya has a chance to get back in this game, and all he has to do is take the horse, and he does. Myer's in trouble. Goes to f2. What's the best move here for Vaya? Get another check. c2. What that does is you attack the pawn, and you also get a check on the king, and it's looking bad. It's looking bad for Myer here. Instead, he goes d2. We got mate in 8 now by Myer. Myer just takes the queen. I mean, that's just a bad check in general. You have to go c2, go after the pawn. Instead, he gets the wrong check, goes d4. Queen gets taken. We're now, Myer has the advantage here. Pull knight over here and go in for the checkmate, in my opinion. Nice move by Vaya, taking the pawn, I guess, but it's a little too late. Myer, instead of going for here and going for the checkmate, he decides to go after more pawns. He wants to make sure that there's no way in hell he's coming back in this game. Queen, mate in 1. And I believe Vaya resigns here because I believe this is checkmate. And I believe Vaya believed that Myer was going to see that, so he resigned instead of letting it happen. So we have a tie game, 2 points for each point so far. We're getting closer in the standings. Let's get to game 3. This is the deciding factor in this game here. One man's going to run away with 4 points. The other man's going to run away with 2. Let's find out which man's going to do it. Vaya, the white pieces, Myer, the black. Start the game opening with a Nimzo Larnian attack. The Nimzo, I mean, if you're gonna do this, I mean, maybe put the knight out there first. Do this and do this. Do a king's Indian attack. But okay, you get the knight out by Myer, and that's what I noticed with Myer. Myer likes pushing the knights out. That's why I like pushing these 2 pawns up, because if Myer goes here or here, I'm just pushing a pawn up and getting the knight, telling the knight where's it going, really. But anyways, it looks like Vaya is setting up a king's Indian attack here as the white pieces. Nice push up by Myer getting to the center of the board here, but this is kind of a free pawn, even though the queen can come out and take it. Okay. Vaya decides to push the H pawn instead. Myer gets his other other knight out. We get an attack here coming. Gonna trap the horse to the king if Vaya can get a chance to. Myer goes into the structure here, saying, hello, horse, how you doing? I'm just going to probably slide in here and grab a pawn and then, like, just get taken. But, hey, it's whatever. Vaya says that I can move my knight, too. He moves into the corner. Just take the check. I mean, yeah, if you do that, just take a check and then maybe, like, go back over here. I misclicked. I didn't want to go right there. I didn't want to go right here. I wanted to go right here. But you get my point. Like, this, you might want to you might actually want to get rid of the bishop, though, to actually open up some of the structure here. Myer's playing really good defense on this. I mean, this is good for the bishop. The bishop can't even go here because of the knight. So the bishop can't be really developed right now by Vaya. Gonna try and force the horse out. Myer's like, okay, let's trade horses. I mean, I would have taken it. It's not a bad trade, really. I mean, you got like 2 structure here on the side. That's bad. But at the same time, you got this structure wide open. You can just move the rook over 1. Not a bad, like, trade, in my opinion. But Myer decides to go in, and now Vaya has full aggression and full, like, openings here. Takes the pawn. So, Vaya takes the pawn, or takes the bishop, or takes the horse. And Myer decides that I don't want my dark square bishop, you can have it. Weird concept to let this actually like, this was going to be a good little structure here for Vaya for Myer to take advantage of, and then he just lets it open white back up with that take. Going after the pawn, I believe you have to, like, put the bishop out over here to defend it, or push the pawn up. I will like to see the bishop more, but that's just me. Queen goes in, going for the rook. Move the rook 1 up. And here we go. Myer has the advantage now easily because he just let him get a free rook. Right now, the problem is that it's kind of stuck there, too. Like, you can't really get out of the spot here. Now, probably the next thing for Myer to do is actually go here, sacrifice the horse just to get a better position over here and get a check on the king. That's just my opinion, though. We'll see how Myer plays it. Vaya goes backwards and just gives up his other horse to the queen. And now we're seeing a dismantling of Vaya's position here. The queen's out. It's torturing. It's wreaking havoc. Not a lot of stuff to stop it. Vaya making a little belt here, but the queen can get the safety over here, or it can just go over here or here to get the safety. We see it go back 1. It's safe. Safe and sound. Mate in 1. Mate in 1 from Myer. You're not reading that right. This is mate in 1. This is how you end the game. This horse right here is going after the weakest pawn on the board right now. And you need to play that. If you're Vaya, you need to stop that from happening. You need to either push this pawn up to stop it, or you need to get the queen here to defend it. Because if that goes down, it's going to be game over. Good thing for him, Myer did not see it. And instead, he gets it with the horse, and he's going after the rook is his plan here. Vaya goes with the queen. Okay, now the queen's defending it. Don't push it back. Don't push it over here. Do not push it over here. Keep it on this file. Don't let Myer get a checkmate. Okay, not bad. The queen's still in that spot. It's still defending it. This square right here is a bad square. And now Vaya can't castle, but you're defending it at least. H5. Pawn's moving up. It wants to move over here and attack the king. Queen. Sadly, I mean, it's not really attacking it when it gets over this spot here and just, like, makes more havoc. But we'll see what happens. 8. There's a check. Again, though, I mean, you could have just went right here and it would have been safe. Or, oh, no, it wouldn't have been safe. Where would it have been safe? This is fine, though, too. This is a good safe move by Myer. And we're going and we're taking any piece that we possibly can. It is Myer. Myer's leaving the rook wide open, by the way. Vaya doesn't see it, though. We got a check. Myer forcing that king out. What do we do next here? What do we do next here? Takes the bishop. Okay. I think Myer trades down queens here. Why? Because, like, look at this. Look at what you have compared to what Vaya has. I mean, you have all your pawns intact. Vaya only has a few pawns left opening. This is just total annihilation for Vaya. But Myer moves back instead. G3 played. Rook gets out of the way finally. It was hanging for quite some time. Queen goes in trying to get a back rank mate, but there's just not enough pieces here. Like, this is not really good for Vaya. Mate in 13 for Myer. There's a good move right there by Myer, put him in check. Blocks with the bishop. Goes up, goes for another check here. Vaya just going to keep blocking with the bishop. We got mate in 4. I believe the rook comes down over here. It does. That's mate in 3. Still mate in 3. I believe mate in 2 is actually if you go right here. And then you go here. No. Oh, because the queen's defending it. Let's see. We got mate in 2 right here. Queen to F1. Yeah, queen to F1 because that would have been checkmate. That's a tough one, though. Even I didn't see it. But here we go. Mate in 3. Queen goes up, checks Myer. King goes down, and Vaya just resigns. So 2 resigns here. I mean, I still think Myer had to actually finish the job here. I mean, even if he resigned, let's just see what would have happened next. Let's just say Vaya... Let's just say he moves a pawn up, just for example. Whereas the mate in 1, it's right here as a checkmate in 1. It had to happen, though. Myer had to see it. And he missed a mate in 1 earlier. I mean, this was mate in 1 and could have ended the game earlier in 14 moves, but Myer does get the win here tonight, guys. Let's take a look at the standings here real quickly for Myer. He is actually 3-0 in this tournament. There's actually talks about that replaying that Week 2 game, though, because it was a forfeit. He has 10 points, though. He's 3-0. He's in first for the A bracket. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, the point system and the bracket and stuff like that might change over time. We're still working out the kinks because of forfeits and whatnot. We'll talk more about that later, though. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you for next game.